right now on 5 on your side at 10.
We begin with breaking news in the Middle East as loud explosions rock Tehran. Tonight, Israel says it launched retaliatory airstrikes in Iran. Good evening, I'm Mark Maxwell. Kelly Jackson is off tonight. Airspace over Iran is closed to commercial flights tonight. Israel's Security Council voted unanimously to launch airstrikes after what it called months of continuous attacks by that Middle Eastern nation. Iranian officials say explosions could be heard near the nation's capital, Tehran, during that attack. The initial strike targeting a barracks and an office, also a weapons depot. Israel says nuclear sites and oil fields are not on its current list of targets. The attacks coming after Iran launched its own ballistic missile attack against Israel on October 1st. Iran also bombarding Israel with dozens of missiles after the Israeli Defense Forces killed the leader of Iran-backed Hezbollah.
Like every other sovereign country in the world, the state of Israel has the right and the duty to respond. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are fully mobilized. We will do whatever necessary to defend the state of Israel and the people of Israel.
These strikes marking the first time Israel has led an attack on Iranian soil. The Pentagon is in direct contact with Israel's war chief and top military brass, briefing both President Biden and Vice President Harris. Right now, it's not yet clear if or how Iran might respond. We'll continue to follow this breaking and developing story on air and online at KSDK.com. You can also find updates on the 5+ app.
Like, where's the compassion? Only if you just stop to check on a person, you probably can say they lied.
Tonight, the mourning family of a North St. Louis man killed in a hit and run is pleading with the driver to come forward. 46-year-old Jerome McDaniels was hit and killed more than 1 week ago. New tonight, his grieving loved ones tell our Robert Townsend they won't have comfort until the wanted driver is off the streets.
Jerome McDaniels meant a lot to his family.
But he was like an outgoing person, willing to help when he can.
He just brings joy to everybody. Never seen him without a smile on his face.
Now they can't believe Jerome's smile is suddenly gone. Latasha Buchanan says on October 14th, her brother was helping a neighbor work on his house. Around 2 a.m., he left for his North City home.
Probably like a couple of blocks from his house.
Sadly, McDaniels never made it. Witnesses told police a driver hit the man at the intersection of Prairie and Lee Avenues and then took off.
I can't even really explain my emotions right now because it hurts.
Tears stream down Latasha Buchanan's face when she thinks about her brother dying in the street.
Where's the compassion? Only if you just stop to check on a person, you probably can say they lied.
What's more, witnesses told police a second person, an Uber driver, then struck McDaniels.
The second person didn't know what they hit, but they got out and realized that it was a body, and they called in.
It's been more than a week, and police still don't know if the first driver who hit McDaniels was a man, a woman, or a teenager, and they still don't have a good description of the car. What is certain, McDaniels' family wants answers and some resolve.
I pray the driver come forward.
I want justice for my brother because they left him out in the street like he was an animal.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
And tomorrow, family and friends will gather at that intersection where McDaniels died and honor him with a balloon release. Tonight, we're learning more about that police chase through downtown St. Louis last night at Broadway and Pine. Police say its anti-crime task force was trying to stop that Ford F-150. It was reported stolen from Florissant. A brief pursuit ensued, later called off when the truck drove the wrong way on I-64. The truck was later abandoned in the Metro East and no arrests have been made. New tonight, Florissant police say several people were arrested after a deadly shooting in broad daylight. The shooting at the Florissant Marketplace parking lot around 3:15 this afternoon, right off Lindbergh. They found one person dead. We don't know yet what led up to the shooting at this time, but police say charges are pending against several people tonight, and we'll update you once we learn more. Right now, a murder investigation continues at the Fort Leonard Wood military base. 23-year-old Sergeant Sarah Broquet was found dead in a dumpster Monday night, just hours after she was reported missing. Authorities say a person of interest is in custody. They have not told us who that person is. News of Sergeant Broquet's death shook the close-knit community.
Soldiers do not need to die when they're on their own Army installation, unless it's some natural causes. Soldiers don't get killed and dumped thrown in a dumpster on post. That's wrong.
Sergeant Roque enlisted back in 2020. She completed her training at Fort Leonard Wood. The Indiana native was a bridge crew member and served as a mine dog handler. Her unit is holding a memorial service in her honor next week. Tonight, a Sullivan man now faces multiple charges after being accused of kidnapping a 63-year-old man. Dale William Ryerson was reported missing Tuesday. A witness told police he saw Cody Hunt at his home, dragged a body out, and put it in Ryerson's Jeep. The vehicle was later found burned in the woods near Potosi with human remains inside. Another witness told police Hunt confessed to killing Ryerson. He's facing several charges, including abandonment of a corpse and tampering with evidence. Tonight, a massage therapist is accused of sexually abusing a client while working at a Kirkwood day spa. Hours ago, prosecutors charged John Lindbergh with sodomy and sexual abuse. Police say it happened on September 24 at the Massage Lux on South Kirkwood Road. They ask if anyone has had similar incidents to call the Kirkwood Police Department. Lindbergh is held on a $100,000 bond. His lawyer telling 5 on Your Side he denies the charges. And new tonight, AT&T announces it will move hundreds of jobs out of St. Louis. Our partners at the Business Journal say the move will impact hundreds of local employees. It's still unclear how many jobs might leave or the type of roles impacted at the company. It said it's part of a consolidation plan expected to complete next year. The announcement coming a week after AT&T said it will move employees from a leased office in Earth City back downtown. Day 4 of early voting in Missouri sees more long lines at polling places across the state. Just hours ago, City of St. Louis election officials checked voting machines to make sure they're operating accurately. It's a routine public test required by law. It happens every election season. Sample ballots are filled out and run through the machines. You see it there. Election officials then collect and check those results.
We put them in our tabulation computer, and then we compare. As long as the results match what we expected them to match, then everything's good. If they don't match, then we investigate why. I'd hate to send out a machine that we don't know for sure is going to count the votes correctly.
Early voting ends the day before the election, November 4th. Election officials anticipate somewhere between a voter turnout of 70 to 75% this election season. And as early voters cast their ballots, many people might wonder whether someone can find out how you voted. Verify's Brandon Lewis shows us if your ballot is public.
A study estimates nearly 3 in 4 Americans believe it's possible for someone else to find out who you voted for without your consent. 2 viewers reached out and asked us if that's true. So let's verify using these sources. They all confirm whether you voted is public, but who you voted for is not. All 50 states and D.C. either have laws or language in their constitution guaranteeing this. What is public is your name, address, party affiliation, and whether you voted in past elections. So no, people cannot see who you voted for. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
And we dig in to verify all kinds of questions. If you have something that makes you curious, just send an email to verify@ksdk.com. We'll check it out. For more information on the candidates and amendments on your ballot this year, just text the word GUIDE to 314-425-5355. We'll text you a link. 5 on Your Side at 10 continues after the break.
And as we continue to look at cloud cover and some light rain that moved through this morning, we're clearing out overnight. What that means for our temperatures tonight and for the rest of your weekend forecast.
The Sequins, Suits, and Sneakers Gala at the Four Seasons downtown is underway. Here's a look at it. The Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation puts it on. This, the 12th gala of its kind, raising money for that nonprofit. The foundation gives kids in the Metro East opportunities to excel in academics, sports, and more. Today in St. Louis, anchor Rennie Knott emceed tonight's event. All right, let's check in now. We got some much-needed rain today, but is there more in our forecast ahead? Meteorologist Gary Frank is here with our weather impact forecast. Let us know.
Yeah, fortunately, we do have some. It's not going to impact your weekend, though. You saw this line of rain, which at one point looked really promising. But if you'd been following along with us throughout the week, you knew that it really wasn't going to be promising, because we were talking about the lack of rain that we've had and how this was not entering an environment that was favorable for some of that rain. And a lot of us got up to 1/10 of an inch in some cases, like St. Charles, just over 1/10 of an inch. Otherwise, it has been very dry. Enough to knock the dust off, far from enough to help us. But our temperatures for the rest of the next several hours will continue to fall into the mid-40s for us as we head into the 50s by tomorrow morning. And yes, this will be a cool start as we start off with that northeast breeze at 10 to 15 miles an hour. For us, temps in the mid to upper 60s for us the rest of the day. Sunny conditions the rest of the afternoon and evening. Tomorrow, I mean, it's going to be a little chilly tomorrow. But as we continue to look ahead, what I do want to focus on is the fact that we are going to warm up again. Despite it being a dry, pretty average weekend, we're looking at the core of this high pressure that's going to settle in here for us the next few days, which means as you follow along often, it's dry, no surprise there, but it will be warmer, and you'll look at the warmer contours that typically settle in. And as we head toward Tuesday, Wednesday, before Thursday, look at this wind. We're going to be in between two pretty strong pressure systems, one of them being this strong high pressure that's really centered over the Carolinas, the other one being this low that settles in here that's coming in from the Dakotas. As we're sandwiched in between them, I think Tuesday and Wednesday is going to be very, very windy. I think that's what we're going to look at for ahead. Now, overall, though, as we talk about the changes, that's what's going to settle in. Let's talk about the warm start of this first. With 77 degrees, our record is 85. We're far away from that. But by Tuesday, 85, the record's 86. Not all that far away with temps in the mid-80s on Wednesday, the record being 90. That's the latest 90 we've ever hit. We're not going to quite hit that, but I do expect on Tuesday, there's that warm wind out of the south, but by Wednesday, I think more clouds, so it's just a degree or two cooler. As that rain settles in late Wednesday into Thursday, that's where I think we're going to see our most beneficial chance for rain here settling in. And as far as your trick-or-treating concerns, I think we're going to get that out of here in time for us to be able to enjoy. But at least a half an inch, I think 3/4 of an inch or more in some cases. This is looking a little more promising. So your early Halloween forecast, maybe a few showers around by midday, but by the time the costumes are on, mid-50s, dry, cooler, less windy, and then we're going to start to dry out a little bit here. Over the next few days, temperatures go from 66 to 69, 77, and breezy on Monday and windy on Tuesday. That's what helps us warm up. It is that time of the year that we see that, and then as we head into Halloween, back into the mid-60s. That's our best chance for rain. Not a drought buster, but it's at least better than nothing that we got today.
You got a costume picked out?
No, I'm going to be gone. Thank you.
He'll be gone for Halloween. All right, thanks, Gary. That's all of our time for 5 on Your Side at 10. Now here's Corey Miller and Michaela McGee with 5 on Your Sideline.